vulnerability actually is empowering, because I feel like I could sit here and talk about how well I feel and all that stuff, but I feel like the vulnerability of admitting that I feel bad sometimes and everyone feels bad sometimes, I feel like that's way more powerful than trying to build that wall that's all tough and cool. I moved to the National Training Center and started living there and really like train like the whole day and go to school sometimes too. Well, I should say go to school and train, but it was the other way around obviously as a kid. And I've been training there for 5 years now, and that led up to the Olympics this year, which was super cool. So Steve, my teammate, was shooting RamRods, and you guys at the time had like quite a good program for sponsorship for athletes who aren't at the top. Like at all like companies, they sponsor people who are like at the top and top athletes, but your company was also sponsoring people who were like up and coming. And that kind of got me in contact with you guys. And I believe that the first message I got back from you was, it wasn't just, here are some stabilizers, we hope you like them, but it was really like, okay, so we have a company in archery and want to promote archery, and if you have any ideas about anything, if it's shirts, if it's stabilizers, or if it's anything else at all, just let us know, and we like to have a program like together and like grow together. And that really popped out, and that's really unique in the archery world, I think, and that's what I really liked. I don't like a bow that aims too well. Actually, for indoors, I take my extender out, so the bow, all the weight shifts kind of back, and I really like how it just calms down and eases out in the middle kind of. And when it's in the middle with your sight, you won't get off the middle anymore. But it will make like my technique at least a bit more lazy. I'll shoot a bit more lazy. And when you have like short stabilizers that are like straight, it will be a bit more aggressive and it will aim a bit less, but it will make you able kind of to shoot faster, I feel like. And I feel like my technique is kind of lazy, but I would like to shoot faster. So I kind of find some middle way in that.
So the aiming pattern and the speed at which you kind of settle and then can execute is kind of the gist of what you're looking for.
Yeah, it's like the feeling with it. So when a bow that aims really well, obviously feels really, really good, but I feel like I need to force the bow into its like way to the middle. It's like, well, archery is not about where you aim, but like about that moment of releasing. And I feel like when it aims really well, I have to force my bow into that, like really force it. And when the stabilizers are like more straight and it's more aggressive, I don't have to force it at all, but that will make it a bit less accurate, I feel like. So I try to be there in the middle, like have a relaxed setup, but also still have it accurate and don't be too aggressive.
Were there one or a few moments in your life where you felt like you wanted to really commit a lot more, or even your full life and work to archery?
Well, for me, I've always like dreamed of being like a full-time athlete. And I started like archery quite late, I feel like. And there's not really been a moment where I was like, I don't want to do this. Like there's not been like a dip or something. Like obviously the first years, you don't actually dare to dream of that you can be like a full-time archer. But the moment I moved to the training center in 2016, obviously that was one of the first moments where I could like train a lot and everything around me was like motivating me. So that was where I felt like, okay, I have the chance to get everything out of this that I can get out of it. And then in 2020, when everyone got a forced break of everything, I kind of started thinking about like, okay, so how do I view my future? I've for the past 4 years, I've been training. Everyone told me how to train, and I actually got the chance to think about my own strategy kind of. And that helped me a lot. And that was a moment where I felt like my commitment went up, because I kind of made my career my thing, instead of that everyone told me what I had to do.
So on that path from starting in 2012 to making your first Olympic team, obviously there's going to be a lot of up and downs, from start to finish. what would you say is like a standout challenge that you've had to face? And then what did you learn about yourself in overcoming that to move forward?
That's a good one. I think my, what is that called in English? Like failure, like afraid to fail, like that mental thing that you're just afraid to fail, and when you go to a competition, it's really not fun actually. Like you go there because you force yourself into a situation where you have to go. I've had that for like the first years of my career. Like I was really putting the pressure on for myself, and that was like a big struggle. Just every time like go to a competition and like just feel the fear of not doing well. And well, everyone has that. Like obviously everyone kind of has some kind of fear before a competition, but one of those things like that, like taking responsibility for my own career and working with a psychologist who really showed me that it's actually fun. It's like a fun game to do. Like and really understanding that process of how my mind works. That's been a quite long path, but really getting over that bump, like defeating the fear of competitions. That's like it made archery way more fun, and it made competitions way more fun. And right now I'm just enjoying competitions so much, like I just can't sleep of enjoyment instead of can't sleep of fear. And that's something I changed, and that was really hard to do because you have to put a lot of effort and you have to really open up to yourself and to people you don't want to open up maybe because you want to seem like a tough guy. But that taught me so much just in life, and yeah, it just really helped me.
10 from Gijs now, and the gold medal. Well, it does indeed look like it is 12 10s and 4 perfect scores for Gijs Broeksma, the 21-year-old. He's looking pretty confident.
That whole process, that's kind of the thing that really made me who I am right now, I think.
I like that, and I like that kind of, you described it wasn't an easy process. You had to have people who helped you, as well as a little bit of advice in there for people who might be struggling with the same thing, where for a variety of reasons they have a lot of pressure on themselves, or putting it or focusing on it, and then, but if you can face that and try and understand it, break it apart, and then kind of rebuild it, it can be liberating and really enjoyable.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like investing effort. Like it's the perfect example of investing effort and getting so much back. And that's, yeah, it really feels like that. It felt like I invested, I made a choice to improve it, and I invested, and then I got so much back for it.